Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome to the March edition of the Retrowax box, brought to you by Jared at SlaterSportsCards.com. Each month you can order a Retrowax box. It's $64.99. You can also get a monthly subscription and save $5 each month, and you get an assortment of packs each month. A lot of the same packs of the standard sets, but then you get featured sets each month that are unique and a little rare and quite valuable, and hopefully get some really good cards in it. I've had a couple months of rough openings here, so hopefully we're going to change our luck tonight. I've already opened up the box here. I've got our featured cards this month. We do have a 1986 Topps, which not a lot of high value cards, but it's a unique pack because it is a set that is getting harder to find. So the packs are getting more expensive. We do also have a 1989 Fleer with a possible Griffey rookie. If it is an error box, you could get a Bill Ripken error. There are a few other error cards in the set that are really neat to get as well. We also have a 1987 Donruss, which is one of my favorite sets to open packs. On the other side, we have 1989 Donruss, again looking for Griffey rookies along with a few others. If you've watched any of my sets, you know this is my arch Nemesis pack set because I very rarely pull Griffies considering how many packs I've opened up. So hopefully our luck will change with that tonight. And then we also have a 1987 Fleer, again with the same Maddox, Bonds, rookies, Bo Jackson, the highlight ones in there, but a few other rookies of note as well. And this month the featured pack is 1983 Donruss, which is a pack I have never opened up. It does have some really cool rookies in here, possible Ryan Sandberg, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs. So it's really neat. Really hoping to get one of those three in this pack here. Each month, in case you are new or been away from the sports card collecting world, it does have the feature packs, and it does have some of the highlight cards that you can get out of it. So highlight rookie cards and some of the stars and error cards, so you can have a little bit of a cheat sheet just in case you aren't familiar with them. But also here, if you do want to contact him, you can go to SlaterSportsCards.com. He also has his email and Facebook and Instagram on here as well. So please feel free to support Jared. He puts together some amazing boxes each month, and he has other types of boxes on his webpage just in case you aren't really wanting classic packs. You can get some of the more modern packs, and then he also has where you can create your own box where he has just some sets that he has some extra packs in that you can order just individual packs, and that's really neat. I've done that several times with him as well. But along with our featured sets, we do have 1991 Topps. Main card in here is Chipper Jones rookie, as well as Mark Whiten error card. 88 Donruss, which is kind of like an 89 Donruss. It's kind of an arch nemesis. I've never pulled Roberto Alomar. Haven't opened up a whole lot of these packs. Didn't really like it back in 88, but it's always a fun pack to open up anyways as well. 1990 Upper Deck. 89 Topps, which is probably, along with 87 Topps, my two favorite card designs. So even though there's not a lot of high value, Griffey didn't make the base set. It's still a really cool pack that I like it to open. We have a 1992 Studio, some amazing unique pictures in that set. A 1990 Fleer, not a lot of value, but some really cool names in there. 1992 Donruss Series 1. 91 Fleer, the banana yellow set, looking for some Provision cards in here. 1989 Score, again, Griffey didn't make this set, but there's still some really cool rookies. We do have a 1991 Donruss Series 1, and then we have a 1991 Score Series 1, the highlight card in here is Musina. The remaining packs in this box here, we do have 1988 Topps Big. Never really collected these when I was a kid, so never really bought too many of these. This might actually even be the first pack I've ever opened in that set. And along with 88, we have 88 Topps, looking for Glavine, Caminiti rookies. Not a lot of big value in that, but always a fun set as well. Keith Comstock Error is also a card that I've never opened up. I would love to pull that one out of this pack today. And then we have a 94 Fleer Ultra Series 2 and a 1990 Don Russ. A lot of error cards. Maybe find a Juan Gonzalez reverse negative in this as well. We do also have a couple rack packs in here. Going back to my other favorite design set, 1987 Topps with Kirk Gibson on the top of the rack pack and Ricky Henderson All-Star card. And then my other favorite design, again, 89 Topps here. No big names on the tops. So some really cool packs in here. We're going to go ahead and get ripping and see what we can find here tonight. And in no particular order here, I'm going to just even these out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start off with the 1990 Don Russ. And we start off with the puzzle piece, which is Carl Yastrzemski, Jim DeShays, Dave Johnson, Kevin Mitchell, Alan Trammell, Eric Davis, and Harold Baines. A lot of errors on this one. This one does not have the TM, but I still want to find one of the ones that has the line through the star. So a little bit of an error variation, but not a valuable one. All right, so now we're going to go over to 94 Fleer Ultra. I've never collected a 94, so I'm not really a strong knowledge of this set here. We do have an insert card in the back. Henry Rodriguez, Kevin King. I do remember there being a lot of rookies in the set, but none of them that I remember being high value. Charles Nagy, Kirk Gibson, Jose Hernandez. A little bit of stickiness, but it doesn't look like any paper loss here. Dan Wilson, Mark Kiefer. There's a Craig Biggio. Robin Ventura, Frank Viola. Dave Need, would have been a hot item back in the day. Jose Guzman, Mark Portugal, and our insert card is going to be Lenny Dykstra, nicknamed Nails. Nothing too crazy in that pack as expected. 1988 Topps, again looking for Glavine and Caminiti as the top rookies in this set here. Tony Armas gets the gum stain. Rich Gossage, the Goose. Greg Swindell, Propaganda. Bobby Bonilla, Nolan Ryan Record Breakers, always a nice little card. We'll pull that to the side for now. Mario Soto, Dave Clark, and Roger Clemens. Putting up some of the big names, but as we get to some of the more valuable cards, I'll probably replace these. All right, so we're going to go over to Topps Big. Again, I may not have ever opened up any of these packs here. I've owned a few, but I've never opened the packs that I'm aware of here. Still a propaganda piece in here. Barry Larkin, Tom Herr, BJ Surhoff, and one of my favorite players, Gary Carter, and Jose Canseco. And we'll go over to 1990 Fleer. And our sticker in the pack is my team, the Mets. So nice, always nice to get your favorite team in these here. Start off with Bip Roberts, Chuck McElroy, and Moise Salou. As Harry Carey would say, Jose Vizcaíno. Dennis Martinez, George Brett, Kenny Rogers, Manny Lee, Mike Gallego, Ron Jones, and Junior Ortiz. So nothing too crazy in that pack. And then we go over to 92 Studio. The glamour shots of baseball cards. And we start off with Andy Van Slyke, Dave Stewart, Kurt Stillwell, Dave Valley, Billy Williams on the checklist, Pat Mahomes, Kevin Moss, which would have been a nice card to pull back in the day, Gary Carter once again, Vince Coleman, and Rod Carew and the checklist. So I would have felt really cheated to get 2 checklists back in 92 had I opened up this pack. All right, so now we're going to go over to 91 Score. Chipper Jones and the possible Mickey Mantle cards are in Series 2, so I always love ripping that set, hoping for a Mickey Mantle at some point. Greg Myers, Brian Harvey, Bo Jackson, Todd Hundley. I would have loved to have opened up that card back in the day. Bobby Thigpen, Dan Plesac, our World Series Trivia card. Rick Aguilera, Mark Carrion, Cecil Fielder, and Dan Gladden. Some pretty decent names there, considering there's not a lot of value in that set. And speaking of not a lot of value, 91 Don Russ, really not much in this set at all. We start off with Jay Bell, Blackjack McDowell, Dennis Eckersley, George Brett, Bip Roberts, Mark Langston, Kevin Seitzer, Kurt Stillwell, the dreaded checklist, Greg Gagne, and Billy Ripken. So some pretty decent names in that pack. Again, nothing of value in that set, so can't really be disappointed with that pack. All right, so now we'll go ahead and open up 89 Topps. A few decent rookie cards in this set here, most notably Gary Sheffield. So there are error cards on the future stars. It's kind of hard for me to really pinpoint them, so I'd have to compare them to another card to see if I get one, if it is an error card or not. We have John Crook, Barry Larkin once again, the propaganda piece, Giants leaders, Kent Herbeck, Greg Harris, Ricky Horton, and Jeff Musselman. So no future stars to measure on this pack. All right, so now we're going to go over to 1990 Upper Deck. These cards always drive me nuts because the cards are all over the place. We have Glenn Braggs, Greg Walker, Ricky Jordan, Omar Vizquel. Our sticker is my second favorite team, the Royals. Neil Heaton, Joe Carter, Checklist, and Eddie Williams. So nothing of real note in that pack. We continue on. We're going to go over to 91 Fleer. Not a lot of notable rookies in this set. The Provisions have become the hot card, even though back in the day, everybody couldn't stand them. They just tossed them, which might be why they're kind of valuable now. We start off here with Dave Anderson, Spike Owen, Fernando Valenzuela, Norm Charlton, and Delino DeShields, which would have been a hot card to pull back in 91. So again, as expected, without getting a Provision, not a whole lot of value in that pack. All right, and then we're going to go over to 92 Don Russ. Again, to my knowledge, not a whole lot of notable cards in this set, but I could be wrong. Eric Karras, well, probably one of the better rookie cards in the set. Dave Justice, Darren Fletcher, Tim Raines, Bill Pacoda, Mike Devereaux, Dante Bichette, Ryan Klesko, which would have been a hot card to open back in 92, Wally Joyner, David Segui, and Mark Lee. So a couple of good rookies in here compared to what you can get. So not a bad pack there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go over to 89 Score. Really looking for a Sheffield rookie as the top rookie in this set here. I always collected this set a lot back in 1989. I love the design. It's pretty simple, still has the colors that Score's known for different parts of the set here. We start off with Von Hayes, Tony Pena, Doug Drabeck, Again, 1945, A Year to Remember, Roberto Alomar. And that's pretty much it. And then we'll go to 88 Don Russ, looking for Roberto Alomar, Glavin, Caminiti in here. Me specifically looking for Alomar, so I can finally pull one from this. I did recently learn that there's different variations of the background on these cards. I've never heard that until recently. Not sure. I've heard one person say that depending on if you got it from a wax pack, cello pack, factory set, that the border's different, but it might just be different borders. I'm not sure, but it was a unique fact that I just learned. We have Willie Hernandez. Puzzle piece is going to be Stan Musial. Jim Rice. Candy Maldonado. Dave Parker. Todd Worrell, and Don Carmen. So again, Alomar evades me. And then our last standard pack here is 91 Topps. This is a cello pack, so a little bit more options here. We are looking for Chipper Jones, and then, like I said, don't think we're going to find the Witten Aaron in the cello packs, but it's possible. And we start off with Kevin Mitchell, Brett Butler, Robbie Thompson, so right on the top Giants a lot. There's the Chris Sabo. There's Gary Sheffield. A year too late, or a year or two too late there. Ben McDonald, which would have been a hot card to open back in the day. Sean Dunston, Ellis Burks, Doug Drabeck All-Star. Cal Ripken record breaker. Joe Morgan, Jeff King, Jesse Barfield, Teddy Higuera, Bobby Thigpen, Tom Bernansky, and Rick Cerrone. So nothing too fabulous out of that pack either. All right, so now we're going to go over to our 89 rack pack. I do hate opening these rack packs. Always afraid I'm going to damage the cards. And again, we start off with the Tom Kelly All-Star Manager card. Bill Swift. The dreaded checklist. Orioles leaders. Bob Ojeda. There's a future star Mike Harkey. Again, I'm not sure if this is an error or not. I don't believe it is. Stan Javier. Albert Hall. Dave Gallagher. John Cangelosi. Mark McGuire. Big name. We'll put him over to the side here, even though it's not a high value card. Mike Fitzgerald, Doc Gooden, one of my favorites. I'll put him over here as well. Mickey Brantley. Robbie Thompson. Dave Magadan, Pete Incaviglia, Willie Randolph. Kevin Seitzer, Carney Lansford, Jesse Barfield. And that's about it. So it's some pretty cool names there. Not a lot of value, but in the set. But again, always nice to get some players you like. And then we have 87 Topps. Quite a few big names in here. Looking for McGuire, Bonds, Will Clark, Greg Maddux, Rafael Palmeiro. Quite a few big names in this set here. And again, we start off with Ricky Henderson All-Star. I'm going to go ahead and put Ricky. Ricky going to be Ricky. Jose Uribe. Tony Pena. Daryl Strawberry, go ahead and put him in here. Again, one of my favorite players. Kirk Gibson. Eddie Murray, Dave Magadan Future Stars, George Bell, Bill Buckner, Ozzie Smith All-Star. There's Bonds, one of the better cards in the set here. We're going to go ahead and take out Doc, replace it with Bonds. Try not to destroy Bonds. Steve Sachs, Mike Morgan. So I finally got one of the hotter cards in one of the sets here. It's a really cool pull with that Bonds. Go ahead and move these out of the way as we get to our featured sets here. And we are going to start off with, let's go ahead and do 89 Don Russ, get that out of the way here. Again, looking for Griffey, Sheffield, quite a few of the other rookies here, and see if we can break my streak of not getting a Griffey. And we start off with Carmelo Martinez, Chris Sabo, Alejandro Pena. And knowing the set so well, I can already open it up and know I'm not getting a Griffey. So, all right, next one, we're going to go ahead and open up 86 Topps. Again, this is a premium pack, even though there's not a lot of value in the set. This is actually the first set that I ever opened cards. Didn't really know much about baseball, but was opening them up here. So this is kind of a really neat throwback moment for me. Looks like the cards are all over the place like Upper Deck. We have the wonderful Zane Smith, Carney Lansford, Lloyd Mosby, Mookie Wilson, who is the first major league player I ever saw when he was doing a rehab game with the Tidewater Tides at the time. And this is actually one of the cards that I had the worst luck finding in packs when I was opening them up back in 1986. Rocket Roger Clemens. It's a really nicely centered card for 86 here. Very difficult to find perfectly centered cards. That's actually a really neat card, even though I cannot stand Roger Clemens. So we're going to go ahead and put him right there. Next, we're going to go ahead and open up 89 Fleer. Looking for Griffey, looking for Bill Ripken error especially. Don't know if this is an error box or not, which is one of the things that makes it so exciting. So this is not going to be a Bill Ripken pack here. Kind of a way to see if this is an error box. Tom Brookens does have an error card where it's got the wrong back on it, and this is not an error box, so you have the right Tom Brookens there. Fernando again. Dave Stewart. Sandy Alomar, which would have been a hot card to open up back in '89. Andres Galarraga and Gerald Perry. Dave Cohn. So some pretty cool cards in here. All right, so let's go ahead and open up 87 Fleer. Again, Bonds and Bo Jackson are the two big cards I look for. There's quite a few other rookies in here of note. We have the Braves and Tigers stickers. I thought it was really neat with some of the Fleers where not only do you get the team picture, but you get the team name. So if you're really a fan, you can highlight your books and Trapper Keepers with those stickers. We have Terry Kennedy, Dave Righetti, Steve Lyons, Tony Perez, Alan Trammell, Tom Browning, Bruce Sutter, Keith Hernandez. And that's pretty much it. So nothing too crazy out of that pack either. And now we are down to the final two. We are going to go ahead and open up an 87 Donruss. This is the pack is probably the best pack I've ever opened up, is this set where I pulled Barry Bonds, Bo Jackson, and a Greg Maddux card in the same pack. So it is possible to get 3 of the best 4 cards in there in the set, maybe arguably the best 3 cards in the same pack. So that was a really neat pull. Hopefully we'll repeat that here. Tom Henke, Bob Tewksbury, Willie Randolph, and none of the big names in that set here. So now we get to the big one here. I've been excited to open this, nervous to open. I'm going to be really disappointed if I don't get one of the big 3, because I may never open up another pack of these again. But again, we are looking for Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, or the one that I really want, Ryan Sandberg rookie cards in here. So let's see what we can find here. And it was Ty Cobb was the puzzle piece that year. We do have Frank Robinson, Johnny Ray, Rafael Ramirez, Larry Parrish, Gary Carter. It's a really cool card for me. I'm going to go ahead and cover up Mark McGwire. Dave McKay, John Wathan, Greg Brock, Dwight Evans, Butch Winnegar, Rick Manning, Tony Armas, John Tudor, Biff Pakarova. Never heard that name before in my life. Probably butchered it. And then Don Warner. So unfortunately for me, none of the big hits in that pack there. Some pretty good cards here overall. Like I said, that's a really cool Roger Clemens with the centering very difficult in 86. Barry Bonds rookie. So really cool packs. Always enjoy opening up the Retrowax box. Thank you, Jared, for producing those boxes for us. If you are interested in opening up one, like I said, I didn't get the big hit there. Plenty of big hits left in the packs there for you to get. I'm sure he still has some of the March editions there. Each month is a little bit different. I do have quite a few videos that I am planning to make in the near future. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like this video so that you don't miss any of my content. I've got quite a lot of really cool packs to open up in the near future. And then each month I hope to continue to bring you the Retrowax box. Thank you for watching. Please continue to support baseball card hobby, not just me, but other people who are opening packs for your enjoyment. Please support them, like and subscribe. The more interaction we have, the more likely we are to continue to produce this type of content. So if you like it, please continue watching, and thank you, and I hope everybody has a great night.